those suffocating in the closet. A total nerd, I devoured superhero comics, sci-fi, and fantasy long before nerd culture conquered the world. My obsession with birds only ramped up the geek factor exponentially, and birding would lead directly to the confrontation in Central Park, a moment when my choices would be informed by a lifetime of being black, queer, and even a nerd. Of the many disorienting twists in the aftermath of that incident, one of the strangest is that I have been afforded an opportunity that better folks than me don't always get. The chance to tell those interlocking tales of my life in their full complexity. As I might lead a birdwalk through the woods, this audiobook will lead you through 6 decades of a black gay activist birder's tumultuous past, pausing to observe all things most notable, things of interest even if you don't give one whit about birds, but, of course, by the end of this, you will. And whether you are a longtime enthusiast or have never held a pair of binoculars in your life, but after hearing this story, of course, you'll have to. And though this audiobook isn't about how to bird, I'll offer some modest tips along the way for the uninitiated, as well as insights, 7 very specific ones, into why birding might be the next big thing to conquer the world, if the recently soaring number of people taking up lenses to point at feathered beauties is any indication. All that, yes, and something else. One spring day, maybe in a suburban backyard, or maybe in a random tree in a busy metropolis, you might hear something with a flute-like quality that makes you curious. So you investigate, peering through leaves, feeling a little foolish, until you see brick-red undersides. You never knew robins, so familiar from every patch of grass, made that sound. Now those flute phrases of triplet notes are stuck in your head. You hear it all the time in places you never paid attention to. Even in passing, these ordinary places get your attention now. Suddenly alert to robins, you notice that they hop or run, whereas pigeons only walk, but with the head bobbing with each step. It makes you wonder what else you might be overlooking right before your eyes and ears. Or maybe you'll find yourself atop a cliff in Hawaii, listening to the honks of nenes and realizing how the sound is so reminiscent of the ubiquitous Canada geese back home, but higher pitched, as if a Canada had been kneed in the groin. The close kinship of the 2 different geese stops being an abstraction, but rather something you can see and hear. You start to perceive the world as an interconnected ebb and flow of genes that take one gorgeous form in one given location, but have drifted in a new direction someplace else. Yet for a moment, all that is forgotten as a flock of nenes careens overhead and splits the sky with cries of their own, answering the 2 newcomers as if to say, "Welcome to our world." Birding shifts your perceptions, adding new layers of meaning and brokering connections between sounds and seasons, across far-flung places, and between who we are as people and a wild world that both transcends and embraces us. In my life, it has been a window into the wondrous. Allow me to pull back the curtain and welcome you to my world. Chapter 1. An Incident in Central Park. I am a black man running through New York's Central Park. This is no leisure run. I'm not pushing for a new personal best, though my legs pump in furious rhythm. I'm running as if my life depends on it, and though my heart pounds, it's as much out of mounting panic as it is cardiovascular stress. I know what this looks like. My sneakers are old and muddy, my jeans in need of a good washing, and my shirt, though collared, could at best be described as unkempt. I am a black man on the run, and I have binoculars. This is not how this evening was supposed to unfold, but all it took was a brief exchange of words to put me in flight. Twilight is racing along the horizon, and I've got half an hour of light left at best. As the sun sinks behind trees wreathed in its glow, so too...